Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to this friendship reading. Today we are going to be diving into the friendship of Big Bang's member G-Dragon and Taeyang. So I had read for GD his energies that he's a Leo sun with a Libra moon, and Taeyang, he is a Taurus sun with a moon in Gemini. So definitely there's a bit of correspondence here of actually a lot of compatibility when it comes to the way they express their love and appreciation, since both of them have their moons in air element. It means that communication flows between them, and probably this is what distinguish their bond between each other, or how they interact with each other in comparison to the other members. Someone actually mentioned in the request that they were friends since high school. Is it possible they went to school together? So it's really interesting that they were able to debut and to keep working together. It's faith. I love it. So let's talk a bit. I haven't read for G3 for a while, so I'm actually looking forward to this reading. Thank you so much to the person that recommended this. So this is how we're going to do it. I placed GD on the left and Taeyang on the right. So let's begin. GD got the the 10 of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. Definitely here what GD is showing me is that actually how he really feels about Taeyang is that Taeyang is his family, that he is part of his family. That I think that the fact that they shared or spent time in institutions, or such as a school, company, in a place where there were like a lot of routine and a lot of laws and a lot of rules to follow, I think they were able to overcome a lot of things in those kinds of environments, and also to tighten their bond, because sometimes when you are an artist, sometimes you do need some kind of stability. You do need some kind of institution, or some kind of like a middle ground, where you can meet, and actually where you can maintain a certain routine when it comes to friendships. Actually, it's not the same for all of us, but I think that in the case of GD and in the case of Taeyang, both of them had, with their fame, they had the opportunity to travel to a lot of places and meet a lot of new people. So actually for them to had spent so many routinary instances, and probably they shared so many moments and so many schedules, and a sort of routine, and I think that this was what made their friendship stronger, their connection stronger, this sort of frequency, this sort of, oh, I will see you tomorrow, okay, we will see each other here, this sort of routine, this sort of like, I believe that probably has to do with the fact that probably they saw each other more often than their actual families and friends. So this is why they are so close to each other. Especially in a industry where, not necessarily like you sharing a bedroom or being a roommate. Actually it's like it's equals friendship, or equals, or it's a must have when it comes to you actually being really close to someone. But in the case of Taeyang and GD, it had made a very positive impact, especially because they tend to be people that, since with their image, they tend to live for the outside, and probably they do have a lot of propositions from strangers, from other famous people to hang out, especially in the case of, I would see it actually more in the case of GD, because GD is his own brand. He is someone that irradiates, he's very Leo, he irradiates a lot of magnetism, and people just want to get to know him. People just want to be around him, But sometimes being a star is very lonely, and to actually being able to be like, oh, this is a friend that I can trust, is really hard actually to achieve, especially when you are surrounded by a lot of people that probably stick around you because they want something out of you. So I think that in the case of Taeyang, definitely I can see that, for example, even though he is a moon in Gemini and he doesn't mind to communicate with different people, probably since he is a Taurus sun, he needs some stability. Probably he was okay with fame, and he was okay with meeting a lot of different people, and being sociable. But then he came to a realization that he actually wanted some stability in his life. That probably he wanted to build something that would be long lasting. This is very earth element. And in the case of, when I think about this Ten of Pentacles, this King of Cups, and this Knight of Pentacles that came out in GD's side, I think that definitely what is showing me is that they had built a lot for themselves when it comes to financial security, and when it comes to earnings, money. And I think that Gigi is really proud of that, because actually he did wanted to live a good life, and he wanted his teammates to live a good life, a comfortable life. He's very generous as well. Everything that he has, he will probably share it with others. He's not that attached to material things, but nevertheless, because he is so generous, this is why he needs people that can be more modest, and be like, no, it's okay, don't buy me anything, don't give anything away, I'm fine, we are just friends, or we or for me it's important that I have you in my life, or that we have this connection, instead of, oh, I need a favor, and here with the King of, we know that he is a Leo, but I always sense that there's a lot of Cancer energy, in water energy in GD, because he is a very sensitive guy. He's someone that he values relationships, and he values connections from the heart. He's very sensitive in that sense. So I think that, I don't know if maybe his Venus or his Mars was in Cancer, which made him, I believe it was his Venus, which makes him a very lovely guy, very family orientated. And this is why the card of institution, family, this community kind of feeling, he's the kind of person that he builds his own tribe, and he's the kind of person that refers to his closest circle as his family. He's very overprotective over them. But in the case of how he feels about Taeyeon, he feels very, very loving feelings. He feels almost like a father figure. I don't know why. Probably not father. Probably very motherly vibe. Both of them are very motherly, actually. Um, in the case that they do not try to dominate each other, they just love each other unconditionally, and at the same time, they want to see each other grow. It doesn't matter that their circumstances in life are different and that their goals in life, probably their soul and their heart, what their soul and their heart want are very different, and how they go after what they want is very different. But I think that he definitely appreciates Taeyong's stability. It seems like Taeyong is the sort of person that he will always be there. He's also not someone that is uh, very demonstrative, very open about how he feels, but he is someone that he puts the effort in the relationship. And I think that this is why actually he holds a very dear, a special heart, a special place in GD's heart because of all the effort that they had put in, not only in building their career, in building their image, in building their success, but also in maintaining this kind of bond. I think that for GD, I think he feels really fulfilled when it comes to the people around him. um, I don't know if maybe some people sometimes wonder about GD, if GD is lonely or is feeling a bit lonely with being so famous. And actually, I don't see him feeling lonely or feeling down or feeling like he lacks something. I think that he has like a very good circle of people, at least nowadays. In the present time, I think he had learned to cultivate stronger relationships with people that truly deserve it. So he is in this King of Cups mode, where he's giving love and he is not being fearful or actually like being a bit distrustful, knowing that he has to take care of himself, or he has to, because he's also very perceptive. This is why I don't know if he has water placements. I believe that it's only his Venus in Cancer or his Mars in Cancer. I do not remember which one. But this placement and probably others that I do not know about give him this sort of like a third eye. He is very intuitive. He knows people. It's just that for him, in order for him to actually see who is who and to see the real nature of someone, he needs to spend time with that person. He needs to have a sort of routine with that person. For routine is a word that actually came out pretty often in this interpretation. Like I had been mentioning a lot this word, and I don't know if it's the correct word, but I think that for GD, if you want to be part of his life, you have to bring stability to his life. You have to have a sort of consistency. So if you are not consistent, if you do not put the effort, if you do not show up, and if you are not present, he will not care for you. So let's go to Taeyang's side. He got the Ace of Cups, the Judgment, and the Temperance. So definitely with the Ace of Cups, there's a lot of love here between the two of them. I know that I think that him and his wife are expecting their first child, and I'm really happy for them. I'm not a fan of Big Bang. Like, it's not that I'm not a fan because I don't want to be. I'm not a fan because I don't know much about them as to consider myself a fan, but I do admire them when it comes to energetically. They give me a really good guys vibe. That they are really down to earth. Despite of all the glamorous side of the entertainment, they definitely give me this vibe of these people that started from very young age, and that they really made a difference in their career because of how hard they work. And like I always mention, I think that in K-pop it's really hard to not mention hard work, hard work and hardworking people. You know, these are adjectives that I believe that for you to be someone in K-pop, for you to be a trainee, for you to be an idol, for you to be part of a group, you need to be hardworking. So, but if we think about Big Bang, they definitely had made a huge impact in the industry. So Taeyang is it's really like he is really like flowing with a lot of love. He's really like transforming himself, his reality. He's really happy. He's really full in his heart, in his soul. And I think he's so happy that he cannot just hide it. You know, it seems like it like overflows out of him. You know, like and I think that for for him to be able to accomplish all of this and have this very close relationship with GD and being able to share this, just like they shared other accomplishments, you know, to be able to be there for each other and still being able to share these intimate moments, but so meaningful for their personal development, you know. I think that they just feel so much love. I think that Taeyang is definitely healing from a lot of things. I think that I don't know Taeyong's story much, but I think that he definitely went through a lot of periods of where he felt like he was being tested by destiny or something like that, that things weren't always so smooth for him. And I think that here, the fact that he has his own family, that he is about to become a father, everything is so new, and it's like opening a new gate to a new dimension, you know. And he's feeling like as if he's floating in the air, you know, and he's feeling so happy, you know, and he's healing a lot of things from his past. So I don't know what disappointments he had in the past, but probably he did. It seems like he always wanted a family for himself. I think that, well, he is a Taurus, so you know that Taurus is ruled by Venus. So probably Taeyong had always been a romantic at heart, and probably he always wanted to find the one and fall in love and have a strong relationship and have family. You know, I think that even though he is very proud of having all this success and all this trajectory when it comes to his profession, I think his greatest achievement is and his greatest pride is what he's going through right now in his personal life. And he's feeling very loved. So I don't know if maybe also the fans are contributing to sending them a lot of love and light. So this is why he feels so blessed. Like he's like, wow, like people keep showing up to show their support. You know, for him, this is a very important moment, you know, that probably if this was to happen in other time, probably he would feel like the need to hide it. But I think that now he's feeling like, even though he's very reserved about it, he's getting the love, you know, he's getting a lot of congratulations, he's getting a lot of presents. He's like allowing himself to show others that he's really happy and this is what he wants to be transiting right now in his life, you know. And I think that him having also GD part of this, makes him feel really proud, really emotional also, So I think that they are really happy and really proud of each other. Um, so the cards that came out as an overall is the card of the Devil, the Six of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. So actually, I think that they are doing great, each of them, and their feelings for each other are really beautiful and profound. But then here there's something about the past that somehow they cannot let go, and it still affects them. And since we have the Three of Pentacles as the last card, it definitely talks about work and the group. Probably there are a lot of discussions, and there's a lot of resentment still. Like there's a lot of anger, a lot of sadness, a lot of moments of a lot of frustration, because I think that they want to trust they want to work together. This is the thing. They want to work together in the future. They want to keep releasing things. They want to, but somehow they get frustrated at looking back, at being like, oh, look what we had, and somehow it's ruined. There's this sense of, because the Devil is the first card, so there's this insatisfaction and there's this anger, that's every time they think about their profession. And there's, from one side, they feel really proud of who they are, but from the other side, they feel a bit like angry. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. The Devil, it's a card that it's very strong, especially, and sometimes it talks about feeling a bit toxic or a bit negative about something. So this is not about the fans, because they have the support of the fans, but this is about them. This is about the group dynamic. This is about things that could have been avoided. And that, and I think that probably this comes from GD, because like I mentioned, GD, I have the feeling that he has more Cancer placements, and that Cancer always feels nostalgic and tends to think about the past. So I think that this Six of Cups belongs to GD. Him sometimes feeling a bit like really frustrated, really frustrated. And then feeling sad, and then feeling like, okay, like accept, like, how do I put this into words? It's as if you are going through a period of grief. Where you are in a period of grief, where you go through all the stages of grief. You go through anger, then you go through denial, then you go through acceptance, and then when you reach acceptance, maybe you go back to square one, where you feel frustrated again. It seems like this is how they go. This is how they feel. But the Three of Pentacles is the last card. So I think that they will be working on something, they will be working on something. Their teamwork will come back. So you probably will hear news about this. And not this year, because this year is about to end, but probably next one. Because we also have to take into consideration that Taeyang, it's enjoying this moment. This moment is for him and his family. So, but at the same time, this is not that he just wants to, like, oh, like, because I'm a father, I'm not going to work. No, not at all. And I think that this is what is going to change about K-pop. That you are going to see the face of this idol, that is a father, and that also is participating of a comeback, or is also working on music, or is also performing. So you are going to see them show up. And I think that this also has to do with icons Bobby. You are going to see them come back, because sometimes people have this sort of perception that because this had happened in the past, that once they become fathers or once they get married, somehow the company tends to push them like to the side, I mean, like, oh yes, we will not show you anymore here, like you are on a very prolonged hiatus. While here we are talking about a very famous artist, so there's no way you are going to push them to the side. And fans are not going to allow it. So this is going to be really great to be able to witness this, to witness this. This is going to be really lovely, guys. So it's all about healing. It's all about taking their time, being respectful of their time. Like I always say, keep your mind open. Do not stress because of your favorites or because of your biases or because of your favorite group, because this is the last thing they want you to feel, like stressed or worried or paranoid. Just don't feed those feelings. Don't feed those feelings. Don't get like obsessively connected with negativity, because these people are professional. They will come back when they feel like they have to come back. So you can have a bit of peace inside of you. This is why every time because I read for the fans, honestly, because the fans are the ones that request this for me to do. But I bring you the same service that I always bring to my real clients in real life. I always make them connect with a sort of resolution. Like, this is not just me like saying a few words and interpretations. This is about you living an experience with much more awareness. That just like you can change your reality and you can change your life for the better, the artist can do the same. So don't fear, don't have fear, because they're not only talented, but they are also very strategic. So they will do what's right when the time comes. So yes, guys, this is all I have for them. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please, I would love to hear it in your feedback, because I do not know much about them, so I would appreciate your feedback as always. So thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.